जय राधा हैं? नहीं कोई बात नहीं। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे जय गौर निताय जय कृष्ण बलराम ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम। जय प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद। हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतवर्षी श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन प्रतिष्ठाता आचार्य बीबीटी प्रतिष्ठाचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। जमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। गौर निताय की जय। श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर ललिता विशाखा देवी की जय। भगवत वाणी श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। समवेत वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबली ऑफ डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरी टू असेंबली ऑफ डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबली ऑफ डिवोटीज। श्री गुरु श्री गौरांगा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। गीता गंगा च गायत्री गोविंदेति हृदि स्थिते चतुर्गकार संयुक्ते पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज chapter 9, text 15. The chapter entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge. Text 15. jñāna-yajñena ca apī anye yajanto mam upāsate ekatvena pṛthaktvena bahudhā viśvato-mukham jñāna-yajñena cāpy anye yajanto mam upāsate ekatvena pṛthaktvena bahudhā viśvato-mukham jñāna-yajñena cāpy anye yajanto mam upāsate ekatvena pṛthaktvena bahudhā viśvato-mukham jñāna-yajñena cāpy anye yajanto mam upāsate ekatvena pṛthaktvena bahudhā viśvato-mukham. माताएं, word meaning. Jñāna-yajñena, by cultivation of knowledge. Cha, also. Api, certainly. Anye, others. Yajantaḥ, sacrificing. Mam, me. Upāsate, worship. Ekatvena, in oneness. Pṛthaktvena, in duality. Bahudhā, in diversity. Viśvato-mukham, and in the universal form. Translation and purport by divine grace Abhay Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, a diverse in many and in the universal form. Please repeat. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, a diverse in many and in the universal form. Purport. The verse is summary of the previous verses. The Lord tells Arjuna that those who are purely in Kṛṣṇa consciousness and do not know anything other than Kṛṣṇa are called mahātmā. Yet there are other persons who are not exactly in the position of mahātmā, but who worship Kṛṣṇa also in different ways. Some of have already been described as the distressed, the financially destitute, the inquisitive, and those who are engaged in the cultivation of knowledge. But there are others who are still lower, and these are divided into three. He who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord, and second, he who concocts some form of Supreme Lord and worships that, and third, he who accepts the universal form, the viśva-rūpa of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and worships that. Out of the lowest, those who worship themselves as the Supreme Lord, thinking themselves to be monists, are most predominant. Such people think themselves to be the Supreme Lord, and in this mentality they worship themselves. This is also a type of God worship, for they can understand that they are not the material body, but are actually spiritual soul. At least such a sense is prominent. Generally, the impersonalists worship the Supreme Lord in this way. The second class includes the worshippers of demigods, those who by imagination considers any form of the Lord to be the Supreme Lord. And the third class includes those who cannot conceive of anything beyond the manifestation of this material universe. They consider the universe to be the supreme organism or entity and worship that. The universe also a form of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Om ajñānatimirandhasya jñāna-yajñena चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुभे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं जनभूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथानितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नमिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषः शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशयी नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ज्ञान-यज्ञेन चापि अन्ये यजन्तो माम् उपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विśvato-mukham। Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. So, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a confidential knowledge. Beginning chapters, but from chapter 7 and 8, they described more confidential knowledge. And this particular chapter now, chapter 9th, is the most confidential knowledge. Is described here. First, in this verse, the Prabhupada's purport is telling about mahātmās. Actually, the goal of a sadhaka or a devotee to become a mahātmā, to become a pure devotee. Mahātmā, but it is not so easy to become a mahātmā. Generally, in the material world, we see this word mahātmā is used to forget even the politician or anyone doing some social or philanthropic work. They use for them also mahātmā. But in sense of Bhagavad Gita, mahātmā means महात्मनांस्तु पार्थ दैवी प्रकृति आश्रिता भजन्ति अनन्यमानसः ज्ञात्वा मां भूतादिम अव्ययम्. A Mahatma is engaged in devotional service of the Lord, and hearing and chanting ananya-manasa, uninterrupted. He is completely surrendered at the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa and is engaged in pure devotional service. Such a person is called Mahatma. So, but it is not so easy to become a Mahatma or a pure devotee. Pure devotee means anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Kṛṣṇa anusilanam bhaktiruttama. To become a pure devotee means no other desire than to serving the Supreme Lord. No motivated desires. No, they are different. Like a pure devotional service means free from sense gratification, that is karma. And jnana means free from the desired sajujya mukti, to be merged in Brahman. So these two are a hindrances in path of devotional service, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told in Sanatana Goswami, भुक्ति मुक्ति आदि वांछा यदि मने है साधारण करिले रति उत्पन्न ना है. If you have these two desire, desire for sense gratification and desire for moksha or merging, the sajujya mukti, merging in Brahman, then the sadhaka cannot achieve the real goal of life, to become a pure devotee or become a Mahatma. So, those who could not perform pure devotional service, so what they are doing, that is the comparison here. in this verse particularly, Kṛṣṇa is telling that some other people, they cannot perform pure devotional service, so they practice knowledge. By practicing knowledge, impersonal knowledge, they think Kṛṣṇa is all, the God is, the supreme truth is all pervading. He is impersonal. That is the Prabhupada telling there is an impersonalist who think like this. The nirvishesavadi. Just like you see in Prabhupada's pranam mantra, nirvishesa sunyavadi. He rejects the two first nirvishesavada. People should think that God has no form, He has no pastimes, janma, His appearance and His pastimes, they don't believe all these things. So, this type, that's why Prabhupada is telling, those who are not pure devotionals, not performing pure devotee, they are not devotees. But still, actually Prabhupada make a grading. Pure devotional service, the mahātmās, pure devotees. Then he told, some peoples, even they worshipping Lord, but they have still some material desire. Kṛṣṇa in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, he told, Chaturvidha bhajate mam jana, Sukritino Arjuna, Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani cha Bharatarsabha. 4 types of pious people, they are not devotee, because they have desires. So, even below that category, there is the other peoples. That thing is described particularly in this verse. Those who engage in sacrifice by cultivation knowledge worship Supreme Lord as the one without a second. Prabhupada told there are 3 types of other peoples. He who worships himself in one with the Supreme Lord. They think. And the second category, he who concocts some form of the Supreme Lord and worship that. The mental speculator. Then third category, he who accepts the universal form of the Supreme Lord, viśva-rūpa. So we will discuss 3. So first category is he who worships himself as the Supreme Lord. Because the Mayavadis, they think, aham brahmasmi. I am not this body, I am Brahman. So in this way, they speculate, they just go on, this is Brahma, this is not Brahman, this is Brahma, this is Brahma, like this and this. Finally they decide, okay, if there is only one, truth is one, and if the Supreme Lord is there, then there is no difference between soul and super soul. So the Mayavadis think everyone is God. He think in this way he think I am God. So that's category, that category of people in society, even today, and from many time immemorial, there are so many people in this, in the type of thought. Even when you see the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there was a time, there was also like a person like this, Bishikesam. He was thinking I am God. Even nowadays in India, we see so many people in that category. So many gods. They may have little mystic power or something they saw in miracles or some magic. Then they claim themselves as God. So thinking we are God, everyone is God. And Prabhupada writing is particularly Mayavadis. And the Mayavadi peoples also, specifically in this category, they are also thinking we are Brahman, just like they put just one spot on their forehead. Jyoti, that means supreme truth is in a Jyoti form. They don't believe in Krishna's name, janma, karma. Krishna told my janma, my appearance and pastimes are transcendental, but they don't believe on that. This Lord's appearance and pastimes. So this category Prabhupada told, specifically Mayavadi is also in this category, and some other people, those who are thinking that I am God. In society, sometimes in every society, we will find some peoples like this. They think themselves God. They are getting diseased. They go to hospital, admitted in hospital. They are like other living entities. They are also feeling hungry, and all these things is there, and they also die. But still they are thinking that we are God. So these types of people, they are very dangerous. They don't believe in a Kṛṣṇa as a person or God as a person. They are impersonalists, and so they are simply the blasphemer of the God and God's devotee. The blasphemes. Mayavadi Kṛṣṇe aparadhi. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Mayavadi Kṛṣṇe aparadhi. They are offenders at feet of Kṛṣṇa and also Kṛṣṇa's devotees. So it is prohibited. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told one should not take association of these peoples. Mayavadi bhasya sunile haye sarvanas. One should not hear from them, not associate with them. So this type of peoples, the three type, among three type, first type is this type, that ekatvena, they are thinking everything is one. In this way they think this is Advaita philosophy. But actually, Suddha Advaita, just like today was Ramanujacharya's appearance, he is actually giving the true Advaita. So the Vaishnavas are personalists, and those who are not Vaishnava, they are impersonalists. They don't believe in the form, name, form, pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So that's why this type of people are very dangerous. They are in society. Even the general people, they give much respect to these peoples. They are also in renounced order, some of them. But they don't believe in God as a person. So this is the first category that Kṛṣṇa is describing. That is here among three categories. First is who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. Then there is discussion of this second type, he who conquers some form of the Supreme Lord and worship that. There are some people, they just manifest God. They create new mantras, new God. Some big katha, those were so-called speakers on Vedic literatures. So generally this Mayavadis and there is Sunyavadis also. There are two types of impersonalists, Mayavadi and Sunyavadi. Mayavadis, they are more dangerous, and Sunyavadis, they are Buddhist. Mayavado asat shastra prachannaṁ bahudhā uchyate. Actually, Mayavad and Buddhist, this opinion is very similarity. So these peoples are very dangerous. But so some peoples are there. They think who is God, because in modern age, Prabhupada wrote in one purport that in this age, anyone helps someone for his sense gratification, they consider him as God. Prabhupada gave practical example in times of Second World War. In Calcutta, Prabhupada told he saw that one person, he was a businessman and doing business, and he started his business in 5,000 rupees. Then started doing black marketing, and in his room he has big photograph of the Hitler. Then every day he after taking bath, then he do arti. Jai Hitler Hare. So it was surprising, everyone hating Hitler because of him the Second World War happened. How this man is worshipping Hitler? When some people went and asked him, why Hitler is worshipping as God? He told, I don't know what happened with others. But I have only 5,000 rupees business, but because of the Second World War, I did so many black marketing, I am become now a millionaire. So he helps me. So that's why for me he is God. So in this way, in this present day, we see many peoples, they consider someone as God, just concocted God. Sai Baba, there's so many Babas, they consider God because they are getting some materially help for their gratification, they are helping them. There is one type of blind faith. These people just thinking, anyone help me in my sense gratification, then he is God. They don't know what is the definition of God. They don't know, they don't read scriptures. They don't know Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Vedic literatures. They simply think someone helps me for my sense gratification, then I can consider him as God. So that's why there's Prabhupada used to say, if someone is telling me God, that I am God, then I am the kicking God. So in the second category, these peoples, they concocted someone as God in their mind. Oh, he may be God. Someone helps him. Even nowadays we see many peoples like this. Anyone helping him for his sense gratification, then he got. Like in the communist peoples also, they used to, Prabhupada told that in the communist era, in the election time, the communist peoples will stand there and they will, the people, when it's a church, in front of church, they will stand. Generally, the people go to church and they pray, specifically the Christians, they pray, oh Lord, please give us our daily bread, our necessities. Then they worship, they come, then they get this communist people, they will give them some bread and some money, something. They told, you pray to the God, but God not giving. Look, you pray me, I will give you. In this way, even the communist peoples, they consider Karl Marx, Stalin, like them as a God. They worship them like God. They don't believe in a God. So, so this is the second category of people in the world. So many peoples, they concocted that someone is God. This is God. Then they started worshipping in that way. So, but the third category is telling that they are demigod worshippers. They consider different demigods as God. Generally in Vedic Karmakanda, if you will ask any Pandit who is a God, they will tell about Pancha Upasana. They told there are 5 gods. In Hindu culture there is 5 gods. Vishnu is God, then Shiva is God, then Shakti, Durga is Shakti is God, then sun is Surya Dev is God, and that Ganesh is also God. The Pancha Upasana Padhati in this Karmakandi peoples they believe in. Even this is very prominent in Karmakanda in India. So they believe that 5, they are same category. Vishnu, Shiva, Durga, Surya and Ganesh. They worship them as God. They worship their same category. But this is not fact. When we read Bhagavad Gita, then we understand anyone who is reading Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, they understand that who is God. Kṛṣṇa is telling, ahang sarvasya prabhava matah sarvang pravartate. Iti matva bhajate mam buddha bhava samannita. Kṛṣṇa is the ultimate cause of everything. He is everything emanates from him, and ahang sarvasya prabhavam, then matah sarvang pravartate. He is the ultimate cause for creation, destruction and annihilation, creation, maintenance and destruction. So those who are not reading scriptures properly, so they generally believe in this way. Karma kind of different demigods as they are, as this God. They don't know what is God and what is demigod. They simply they worship the gods. Their purpose is to just fulfill their desires. There are also different desires. So This karma kanda also, Vedic karma kanda also supports this. A karma kanda philosophy told if you want money, then you go and worship Lakshmi. If you want material knowledge, you will be a pandit in material way, then you worship Saraswati. If you want to be a big engineer, then you worship Vishwakarma. In this way, if you want different demigods, if you want to free from this disease, you worship Surya. If you like this, and so many demigods, they have different, but they are department heads. So Kṛṣṇa is a God. He is the ultimate. He is a ultimate source and refuge for all others. But the innocent people, those people have not proper knowledge, then they believe the demigods. They worship different demigods, and for them that demigod become God. So that is Prabhupada is writing that third type, he who accepts the, another type is there who accepts the universal form. Some people, they generally the beginners, starting, they think just Rama, Krishna, but they see the universal form, everything in one. Just like Krishna appeared in front of Arjuna. Generally they saw that universal form. He told, oh yes, this is God. But universal form of the Lord, that is just Krishna manifested. Because Arjuna wanted to see that form. When Vibhuti Yoga, Krishna told, I am this, that, everything. How he is pervading all over in material world. Then Krishna told some Vibhutis, just like among trees I am the Asostha Vrikya. Prabhupada translated it as banana tree. But India will know Asostha Vrikya means this people tree. Anyhow, and among demigods I am Indra. I am among Adityas I am Vishnu. Like this Krishna told so many things. And then he want to saw the everything in Vibhuti. Then Krishna appeared in front of Arjuna in his universal form. Everything is in one. Krishna told, so, see me. But when Arjuna saw that form, then he got bewildered. Who are you? We ask. Who are you? I could not understand. Please, reveal me. Tell me, who are you? Krishna told, Kala asmin, loko khayakrit prabodhā. I am all, and I am the destroyer of everything. I am Kala, I am the time. So, time factor. So, generally, those who are non-believers, they may not believe in the form of the Lord, but who believe or not believe, but truth is there. You have taken this body, you have, then you one day you have to leave this body. So some people like this, they generally the beginners. Arjuna first he saw this universal form, then he told, oh, I don't want to see it. Oh Lord, please manifest before me in your four-handed form, in Narayana form. Then Krishna manifested in Narayana form. Then again he told, oh no, this is, I want to see your two-handed form, like human-like form. So, and Krishna appeared in that way. So actually the Lord's real form is Krishna. Ishvara, Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir, Adir, Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. That is the original form. Venu Konantam, Aravinda, Dalayatakyam. Bhagavatam also telling, Yate Changsa Kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, like this. So this is the real truth, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So those who are believing in Krishna and Krishna's appearance, his activities, all these things, those who janma karma, those who believe as a transcendental, then they are called mahātmās. They are mahātmās, they are devotees. And then he is telling that below mahātmās, there is, below devotee, there is punya karmas. those who are pious, doing pious work. 4 types of pious devotees. There are Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritina Arjuna, artha artharthi jigyasu jnani. Then Kṛṣṇa is telling, even those who they could not do any pious activity, then the next category is there. There are some people, they are impersonalists, those who not believe in Kṛṣṇa's form, those who want to merge in Brahman, their aim. Then he told the other people, they are Sunyavadis, Mayavadis, there are 2 types of people, this to Mayavadis and Sunyavadis. Then there is also the other peoples, Karmakandi people, who are worshipping the demigods. And finally, he described about those who are worshipping demigods, then universal form. Those who worship universal form. So these peoples are, this is for those who by imagination consider any form of to be the form of the Supreme Lord, and the 3rd class includes those who cannot conceive of anything beyond. So the manifestation of this material universe, they consider the universe to be the supreme organism, and these are the Sunyavadis. That Mayavadis, Sunyavadis, demigod worshippers, and worshipper of the universal form. So these 4 categories, they are below the devotees, pure devotees, then the pious those do pious activity, then below them there is these 4 categories. So our goal is to become devotee. Our goal is to become devotee, and to become a devotee one has to take shelter of a spiritual master, just like Arjuna takes shelter of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, in the 2nd chapter, 7th verse, Arjuna told, Sishyaste ahang sadhimang tvang praparnam. So to practice devotional service, one has to take shelter of a spiritual master who is a pure devotee. Then you will gradually trained by him, then develop in this way, in the path of devotional service. So any question or comment? Yes.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज जी, जो महात्मा वर्ड है,
हाँ,
महात्मा वर्ड है, महात्मा नाम वर्ड जो लिखा हुआ है इसमें, जो महात्मा वर्ड है, तो once upon a time used to go to this Delhi temple actually on holidays.
हाँ,
I used to go the Delhi temple ISKCON actually on holidays.
माइक थोड़ा दूर से बोला.
I mean to say, in Delhi temple, ISKCON Delhi temple,
yes.
In 2000 years actually, I used to go to the temple on holidays only.
On holiday?
Holidays, in Mangal Aarti. So once I went on a mom dance festival actually. Then I met the Maharaj. Maharaj came, how you came today? Madam Maharaj, today is the holiday, Muslim festival. What is that? Maharaj was not knowing.
Huh?
Maharaj was not knowing that festival.
Which what? I don't understand. Okay,
I mean to say, I meet His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
No, what festival you telling? What festival?
That festival I do not know the name, but it was a festival. I forget that festival name.
You did not know the
Maharaj
name
was also
of the
not.
festival.
Maharaj was also not knowing.
Yeah.
I mean to say, Maharaj only involved in the Kṛṣṇa consciousness.
Yes.
Nothing else. I mean to say like this.
mahātmā partha daivi prakriti ashrita.
Only
under the
our Param Purja Maharaj, Gopal
Yes.
Krishna Maharaj, he only knows.
a Mahatma is always under the control of Yogamaya potency, internal potency of the Lord. So he always consider only
Kṛṣṇa.
Kṛṣṇa
And nothing else actually. Muharram, yes. It was the festival of Muharram. On Muharram day there is a holiday. Then I went to the temple actually in Mangal Aarti. I met Maharaj. Maharaj asked me, how you came? Maharaj ji, Today is a holiday. What is that? Our Maharaj was not knowing that actually. He was not interested actually at all. He only knows regarding Kṛṣṇa. That's why I tell.
Okay. Any other question?
Our Maharaj is only mahātmā actually. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
How to become mahātmā? Question? How to become mahātmā? No. Huh? To become a mahātmā, you must take shelter of a mahātmā. Unless you take shelter of a mahātmā, you cannot become a mahātmā. By one's own endeavor, it's not possible. One has to take shelter of a mahātmā and serve him. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekhyante te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Huh? Huh? Yes. Avoid offenses. Huh? Main hindrances in path of devotional service is offenses. There are different types of offenses. Offenses again are in the feet of deities and all this thing. But these seva-aparadha, there are two types of aparadha mainly. Seva-aparadha and viśva-aparadha. That is. So seva-aparadha is haristhane aparadhe tare harinam. If you commit any offense in feet of Kṛṣṇa, it will be nullified by chanting his holy name. Constantly going on chanting, you can nullify it. But if you commit offense in feet of a devotee, then it is very dangerous. So you have to, in devotional life, this is you have to see very carefully. We have to just very carefully. We shouldn't. Kṛṣṇa told, who is dear to me? Jasmanad vijate loko, lokanmad vijate chaja, harsa marsa bhaya udvegai muktaja sachame priya. One who is not disturbed by others and who is not the cause of disturbance for others. Kṛṣṇa told he is dear to me. Such a person who never disturbed in any situation, and who never disturb others, not disturb others, not himself be disturbed by others. Jasmanad vijate loko, lokanmad vijate chaja. He will be free from harsa in a time of harsa, bhaya, udvega, all these things. Not overjoyed when he is some good times come and then he become very overwhelmed with it. And when a danger is come, he become very panic or just tension, come in tension. Not like that. Devotee is always equilibrium. He is like Yudhishthira Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. They are a perfect example. Okay. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.